Welcome back to Breaking Borderlands. In our last video, I do believe I took out the Seer for the last of the Director's Cut missions. Now, I'm going to admit something. I had tried and completed, eventually, a Guardian takedown, which is what we're doing today. But I did it with my Plague Bearers, and they had not gotten the anointment I needed yet. They were kill stacks and other stuff like that. And it was good, but not good enough. I was having terrible runs. I was getting knocked off the map, jumping off the map. It was embarrassing. Not to mention, it was 2 videos that were way too long. So I'm going to try this again. Hopefully not embarrass myself another time, but I think I'm ready for this. I'm not entirely sure. You can see the idea is we're boosting the gamma burst radiation damage. We're using the red fang to keep the focus off of us while the gamma burst is active. We're using an infernal wish to get extra projectiles with the plague bearers. The hunter seeker and the leech are to keep the ammo flowing into our magazine through Leave No Trace, which we're also using to keep the gamma burst as active as possible, keep the cooldowns low. I'm using the Jabber at the moment because he's got the highest attack rate, and with the ability for him to crit now, that can help us keep ammo in the magazine. But if we're going for damage, technically the Scorcher would be better, just because we're constantly doing the gamma burst damage in the background. That's the idea. Now we're going to see how it plays out. Now, I did not invoke it for the multiplayer. I don't think my build is that great. Even though it's good, it's not that good.
What could have happened here? The planet does not appear to have been ripped apart.
And honestly, it is made for mobbing, which is what most of this is. So, throw out... you need to throw out the Jabber first, that way everything's distracted, but... Toss out electricity to take out any shields they might have. Corrosive for any armor. And then finish them off there. By the time you get back here, you can throw out another leech. But that's the idea. Because the leech can crit now. And just by cycling through everything, you're almost guaranteed to take out whatever resistances any of the mob might have. The only issue is the build-up for your launchers. They take a time to charge. It may be beneficial to try and find weapon charge speed on any class mods or artifacts, but splash damage increase is always good. Area of effect damage is always good. And anything that you can boost elemental damages wise. But the Atom Bomb Victory Rush is really the star of the show, just because we're constantly trying to keep gamma damage active. Honestly, I use it more for defensive capability anyway. If I'm starting to get hit, do the gamma burst just because they're not focusing on him. It's kind of sad, that's my reminder, but... Now, like I had said, because I've completed this before, I did not have to charge these crystals again. The door just opened. But the first time you come through, you have to charge those 2 crystals once everything's dead. It's just a little tutorial-ish mission. Now, these guys aren't important. I just prefer to run past them. What is important is try and jump over this pillar when it's horizontal, because if it's vertical and you just touch it a little bit, it'll throw off the jump jet's trajectory and make you fall straight down and miss this platform. So now, jump to the spinning platform. Just kind of aim for the center of it. You'll be fine. Okay. Now, Iridian Guardians are next, and they don't have life bars. Well, when I say that, they don't have health. They have shields and armor. But you also could just get away with spamming your electricity. Now, honestly, the Plague Bearers work best with spamming. The swap technique that I was showing is best used if you have got Scourges, because they have a high fire rate. So, fire one off, switch to the next one, so on and so forth. The projectiles that they spawn will help to feed the next one you pull out and keep the loop going, and then you can start it all again with the Leech. I just don't have all the Scourges. I got Plague Bearers instead because they were easier to farm. So now you have to juggle these crystals. What we're going to do is go to the first one, and we're going to fully charge it. Since we're doing this solo, you got to stay on defense as best you can. So try not to let anything into the charge space of the crystal. It will slow it down or stop it depending on how many are in there. But right now, you're just going for defense. So once one of the crystals has been charged, come to the other one. We can't let them completely empty of any charge, because then they'll explode and we have to start over. So you're just trying to get this one up to about half and then go focus on the other one. Now you're just going to let this one fully charge. Now if you've got your Red Fang going for you and you're playing Flak, then everything should focus on your Jabber. Unless of course you do damage to it, but any damage you do right now is totally overpowered with this setup. I love it. Kinda broken. The one problem you're gonna have are the Diadems. The Diadems are immune except for if you hit them right on top of the head, their little halo in the center, that glowing orb. That'll be what can take them out. You can also just get close to them because they're a suicider. If you get close to them, then they'll start to initiate their self-destruct. You can just back away and get out of range of it. That totally is another option. And then once everything's charged, anybody who is left will perish. So go and, you know, check any loot. I'm not seeing anything great. But it is ammo, so there's that. But part of the whole strategy here is, since Megavore is allowing the tasers to crit, the Leech is a life drain. But you could also go with, let's say, the Unending Magnificent. It's easy to find because it's a world drop, and you can also multiply the Jabber Malguai and the Voracious Canopy. Just hit it with cold damage and it'll spawn another one, and they all have a chance to drop the Unending Magnificent. And if you kill them with fire damage, they can drop the Hellfire SMG on Mayhem levels. But get yourself a Magnificent with a taser. The gun itself is a little underpowered on Mayhem levels unless you cater to it with like a consecutive hits anointment or something like that. It's not a bad option. It's just underrated option. It's mid-tier. Now what I was getting at though is if you can find one with a taser and the anointment that you need or would appreciate, then that taser not only does more damage, is electricity instead of fire. So you could actually put both the tasers on them and, you know, be the taser police. I've done it. But the secondary legendary effect of at least the taser function when it comes to the Unending Magnificent is, as long as you sit through the very, very long reload animation that it has, it'll reload a taser for you at the end of it. It's not a wait around for it to recharge kind of thing like every other Vladoff taser. Now, with our high crit rate and the ability for crits to put ammo back in the magazine, it is possible to spam tasers as well. They're just not that powerful. It's good for crowd control, especially the leech, just because it's survivability, with it being life drain. But right now, we're just trying to slowly move forward and take out any and all of the guardians that show. And again, you can spam or you can swap. The thing here with the swap is I have it set up for a boss fight, kind of like a heavyweight Harker in the arms race. He'll have shields, then he'll have armor, and then he'll have his health bar. That's why I have it set up this way, because there goes the shields, there goes the armor, and then here goes the health bar. But these guys only have armor and shields. Still not a big deal. Fairly easy to take out. And doing the swap method, by the time you get back to whatever taser weapon you're using, you're gonna have it recharged. It's practically a guarantee. Alright, so now just keep clearing out enemies. Might want to turn on my gamma damage. Now, one thing that's very interesting, the action skill has a little secret, or at least the anointment, I mean, not the action skill. So, the anointment says that there's gamma damage as long as gamma is active, and this is true. You can switch through the weapons and still have the gamma damage be on everything. But when it runs out, the last weapon that you're holding will have gamma damage still. So for example, my action skill's over, but if you look at the damage that pops up, gamma damage. And again, he wasn't putting off the gamma aura, he still exploded in radiation. So, now you can see the one platform that has shown up. We need the other two to show. So, come on down like it's The Price is Right. And then we're just going to air raid everything. Did not mean to second wind, but that did reload our clips. So, and of course, don't forget, I always seem to forget that I have grenades that can crit and help fill the, fill my magazine too. Keep saying that there's guys up. Why are you guys up? Come down here and fight like a man. Oh wait, you're not men. Hey look, radioactive monkey, get him. Alright. Yeah, why are you guys... Are you trying to get around the pillar and failing? Oh, come on, you're not gonna outrun it. Alright, now when everyone has perished, you'll have the, ooh! You have the jump jet activate there. Sorry, I saw iridium. Oh, come on. Give to me, please. And then... anything good? No. But iridium, no. So... now we just need to... the bane of my existence, do some platforming. So hopefully I can get this in one go. So I'm going to skip... the first platform, go to the second. Now, on the third platform, all you gotta do is walk off at the right time. So come to your edge, and you can hop if you'd like. And then I like to ground pound to save a little time, because you're gonna be sliding. Not even sure if these things count, but I'm gonna try and kill them. Just because why not? Now, at the end of this slide, you're going to want to jump so you can reach the vending machine and the chest over here. Otherwise, you're just going to fall down into the fight. But let's go ahead and get to the halfway boss. Now, this is an interesting fight, to say the least. I like to jump, that way I end up in the middle and it just starts the fight. Nope. Come on. Give me the right one. Thank you. So, as his health bar gets to its immunity phases, he's going to start doing this bubble attack is the easiest way to explain it. And what they want you to do is they want you to hit these jump jets and get to the other platforms, but eventually these bubble attacks go to the other platforms too. So... that being said, oh, he did it again. All you have to do is stay out of range of him, and if your build is strong enough, which I'd like to think it is, then you can actually keep him stun locked in damage, and just keep him in an immunity phase far enough away from you to stay out of the bubble. That's the idea. That's what we're trying to accomplish here. So far, so good. You also got to watch out for the flame jets that he'll spawn. Any other ads that are coming too. If you can just keep a line headed towards him, it pretty much stun locks him. Oh, I'm in the middle of the flame jets. Am I still far enough away? There we go. And now you can see how all that damage just got to him as soon as he came out of the immunity phase. And there he goes again. Now if we do this one right... just switch to the electricity. Let him get his bubble off one more time. Oh! Please take out an ad, thank you. Now, I don't know... you probably can't see it because I really haven't changed my perspective recently, but... if you can see the platform in the background and the bubbles coming off of the ones to the sides, they're just everywhere right now. So this is your best bet to stay out of all that. And one more. So now just wait for the bubble. And that should be him. Oh, come on. I was about to say, who else? Where else? What else?
Brilliant ancient technology destroyed.
Okay.
You make it entertaining to watch.
Got lucky that didn't all go off the side. Asophius? I'm not even sure what that is. That's nice. I like that. I heard it's a gimmick weapon, but I need it for the collection. Hey, the nose with the gamma burst. That's a lot of ammo, though. And a bearcat. Meh. And a jackhammer. So, once you've collected all your loot, head through the portal, and now you're at the halfway mark. So go ahead and grab any ammo you may need. Sort through any of the loot. You know, sell the junk. I might... I don't like the spike on it. And the action skill start doesn't apply to the shield itself. It would only apply to skills. Now I know it's here. And... at least I got a nice Lenoge. It's corrosive, too. But we're sticking with crowd control just because they expect you to bring friends on this takedown. I don't know if you're aware of that, but bring friends. Now, this is where I was having way too much trouble when I did my first run, just because these are very narrow paths. I like to move around a lot whenever I'm in trouble, and I was in trouble a lot because I was not keeping up with damage. So, know your anointment, grab your anointment. I just went to the Voracious Canopy and did a lot of Iridian farming. You know, listen to some music and sing along so it didn't get boring. I think I needed to make... I was like 7 grand in Iridium before I finally got all of these with the proper anointment. But... can we all just focus on that guy, please? Ooh, too close to home. No biggie, though. Okay, first wave done. Now, you can go around the corner, but they'll spawn regardless. I like to come over here just because that... what I just jumped over has been the bane of me too many times. So now just let the launchers do all the work. Now, I've mentioned before that this really is a mobbing build, and it is. There are certain bosses and whatnot, and certain enemies, like if your enemy has any kind of cloaking, then... are you next? Yeah. Yeah, if your enemy has any kind of cloaking, your lock-on abilities will not function properly. But as long as you can see the crowd goes bye-bye. And that's kind of the idea. Alright, and then whilst you're up here, it's just a nice sniping nest. If you can even call this sniping, which obviously not. If anything, these are bombing raids, and that's why I love it. It was actually just kind of a caveat because the friend that I made this build for, sadly, since he's lost most of his vision, he can't see the enemies, so why don't you just fire the boomsticks into the sky? Let them do all the work. You know, it gives him the caveat. If he doesn't literally have to use his eyes too much and strain them just to try and enjoy an activity that he used to. But at the same time, it's not like he's a hindrance because teammates can't get friendly fired by splash damage. So you can be the run and gun while your blind buddy is in the background dropping bombs on all these poor SOBs. Honestly, it makes you feel kind of bad. Not to mention, he's also keeping some of the heat off of your back by throwing out the jabber and having everybody pay attention to it. So, all around, a really nice support build, but still has the capability to solo play. I love it. Honestly, I am not a big Flak player. He is my last in selection. I'm an Amara main. But this is how I enjoy playing Flak. Because you can do kind of the same thing with a Moze or even a Zane, just because if he gets a critical kill, and these things can critical even without Megavore. You can add ammo back into the magazine and keep constant firing. But, I mean, Moze is the obvious one there. But honestly, I have the best track record with keeping constant firing, like on a Scourge or a Plague Bearer, when it comes to Flak. Now, we're going to do the same thing we did before with juggling these crystals, but they're going to spawn everywhere and they're not going to stop. It's not going to be just one specific area, so just wait for the portal to show up and start your spam right away. Again, try and use the jabber to keep them away from the charge spaces. We're just trying to get this first crystal. Now again, they were expecting you to have friends, at least 2 friends, it seems, just because then you could get all these crystals done around the same time if everybody's on par with crowd control. But if we're on point enough, it is not difficult to juggle these crystals. You're just waiting for this one to get charged to about half. And then head to the last crystal and fully charge it. So again, look for the portals. Now, because he's predisposed, just gotta wait a second, but any and all. So, are you finished yet? Come on now. Work with me. Charge. Faster! Must go faster, must go faster. Alright. And then the last one. Now, always remember, rocket launchers are heavy. Or at least most rocket launchers are heavy, especially the Plague Bearer. So if you need to run, don't run with the rocket launcher. It's another reason that I take the jabber, because he gives us a little bit of movement speed. That way you're not lagging behind your friends while you're running to the next objective. But again, if you want that little burst of speed, it's only like 5%. But switch to a light weapon, you move a little faster. Of course, I've actually been the odd man out before and had joined a team of everybody running toboggans. So I had a snowdrift I could keep up, but it was, I couldn't keep up with the damage. Which, this is also a really good setup if you don't have your Atom Bomb Victory Rush, if you're tired of farming the Victory Rush to get the Atom Bomb prefix. A toboggan works really well, and it's easier to farm off the arms race. So, that's an option. Because, you know, fire one off, start running, toboggan, fire one off, all of them are charged, or amped, sorry. Yeah. It is a pretty good option. Personally, the synergy between the toboggan and the kick charger just works better, but kick charger doesn't auto-aim. It doesn't home in with projectiles, so score 1 for the lazy squad. Telling me I don't have to aim in a first-person shooter? Sign me up, chill. I don't know why I sounded like a California surfer. They're actually not lazy people. It's hard to surf, man. That's some exercise right there. Alright. And then when the ground starts shaking, that's when you know it's time to move forward. Sometimes there will be a chest that spawns at the very tip here. If not, there's one just below it. Aw. And then we want to jump down here because we want to make it to the jump jet without perishing into the abyss below. I missed one. But the closest portal that spawns to you is right there. And then light up the sky like we're 1,000-foot crutch. If you get the reference, we can be friends. And it was funny because my buddy, when I presented him this build, he's like, Jamie, I can't see anything to shoot it. I'm like, that's okay. Just shoot something in the direction, and then when you start seeing damage numbers pop up with criticals, just aim in that direction. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much it. Aim where they can be damaged. And I wouldn't... We got through the Malawan takedown together. He only went down like 2 or 3 times, mainly because he blew himself up. But again, I was playing with a blind guy, and I gave him an option to actually do damage. I mean, we were doing it on the true takedown. So, yeah. Oh, it's probably a monster of some sort. Now, I think I've gotten all my junk sold. Yeah. If I remember correctly, this fella doesn't have a health bar, so we're just gonna switch between the corrosive and the shock. I want to say we have to start with corrosive, so actually start with your leech. But head through the portal. Now, I find it funny. This is Scourge, and one of my favorite launchers is Scourge, so I wanted to take Scourge out with Scourge, but it was just easier to get Plague Bearers. Now, he's not that difficult. He really isn't. The only thing you have to worry about is he thinks he's Scorpion from Mortal Kombat and will tell you to get over here a lot. But if you're distracting properly with your Red Fang, then your Jabba will take that. He will also distract the which is great right now because you need them to explode before he charges this attack. And again, the only way to have them do that is for them to either kamikaze, or you have to get the crits on their halo. So I just find it better to let them go for the Jabber, because he seems to be able to tank it. And then from there, it opens him up for another attack. Now, if he gets the attack charged, it's basically just an arena swipe. It'll hit everybody. But once you get one of his, yeah, you won't be able to move. He'll teleport you. And now it's just a matter of take everything out as fast as you can, and then look for where the portal opened up. That's the idea. Well, okay then. He went that way. Alright, and then... just clear the area. Now, while you're doing this, you can see his armor is regenerating. So you want to try and handle this as fast as possible, but it varies. They like to spread out, so most crowd control weapons are, you know, you need a specialty use. Alright, there's more over here. Make sure your gamma damage. There it is. And then once your portal's open, head back. Now you want to hit the jump jets. Oh, come on. For real. So hit the jump jet, and then go to the crystal that he's charging from, and iridium break it. Now he'll always end up teleporting back to the center. He'll probably want to drag you with, so distract him with the jabber. Now when you get through the primary armor that has regenerated, it'll just go into the next bar, so get to spamming on your corrosive weapons. And again, wait for... Now, the diadem, if it's not targeting you, will not go off. You just saw I got close enough for it to kamikaze, and it did not. So, cannot be understated how useful jabber distraction is in this fight. Because not only is he taking care of the diadems for you, but Scourge will look at him the entire time as well. And now we're going for the teleportation again. And of course, be careful, because throughout all this, you can fall off the edge and reset the fight. You will have to start over from the halfway point and fight your way through the gauntlet again just to get to Scourge. So just beware. Try to stay up. If you can bring friends, bring friends. But Jabber's the only friend I need. I haven't even given him a custom name yet. Now when it comes to here, the waterfall is where the portal is going to open. It's not going to be a normal portal. It's going to be horizontal, so you can drop through it. So just keep an eye on the waterfall until the portal shows up, and then back into the arena. Go break the crystal again because he's invincible. I'm just gonna stick with the lightning damage for now because I can get through that armor fairly simple. Now those crystals do give off iridium, so make sure you pick it all up if you can. But oh, nice. You can't reach the monkey. Here. There's your play bait. Have fun. Good times. Oh, and he came back towards my direction anyway. Now again, if you've got the anointment on your grenades that I do for the damage boosts, and you're going for a spam, it is best to go ahead and just throw them out. Yep, and he's gonna go immune again. Summon in more diadem. They're all gonna go for the jabber. For some reason,
no, stay alive.
Yep, it got him. Ups a daisy. And again, oh, don't. Now you can be far enough away from the attack. Oh, ow. to get away from the field wipe, but I was not that fortunate. Come on, monkey. Come to me, Jabber. Save me, friend. I just got you up. Come on, return the fave. Oh, that's gonna suck. That was almost bad. I still say it's gonna be bad, because he's gonna get that field wipe off. And there it is. And we're both down, but we should be able to take him out. Come on. Oh, the gamma damage wore off. Maybe not. Come on, come on, come on, come on! Good night. Oh, come on, before I respawn! You suck.
Well done, Hunter. For efficiency, I created a form to take notes when you go on missions. Now I can check off the box that says takedown of otherworldly automatons. There, I've checked it off.
Huh. I didn't know that. But he's quite the bounty. There's no... As far as I know, there isn't a treasure room. I don't think there was anything back there. But I think he's also decent iridium. So let's see. Rebel Yell, that's a world drop. Stopgap's a world drop. Atom bomb rocket boots, radiation damage, incendiary damage, weapon accuracy. That I might actually hold on to those just because they got more radiation damage boost. But that victory rush though, and it's got area of effect damage. But the victory rush isn't always a constant. That radiation incendiary damage would be. And that weapon accuracy's nice. We'll run it for a bit. I'll probably just forget I have rocket boots, honestly. But that radiation damage boost. Alright, so continuing. Let's see what else. Electric slide white elephant. A web slinger. I've heard of it. I've never had one. So... And a smog. Now, the smog is vicious until the shield gets hit. So I suggest using it with like a Zane and a barrier Zane at that. But hold on a second. So what's up with this web slinger? How does it work? What the? Huh? And then there's a launcher? That has to be charged. Oh, what is this thing? Okay, so I'm gonna have to go play with this now that I've gotten one dropped for me, but hopefully you found this entertaining and informative, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.